from my plan, I can see that my blades, also known as tenons, are going to be 4 inches long. So I'm going to start with laying those out on the post. I have colored in one triangle with my lumber crayon representing the reference face. I have added a second triangle on the adjacent face. Using my new layout tape, I'm going to set the 0 at the very bottom of the timber. To hold my tape in place as I work alone, I'm going to use a quick grip clamp. My drawing says my first tenon is 4 inches long. I'm going to make a mark. There is an 8-inch gap between the two to the next tenon, so I'm going to make a mark at 12 inches. The last tenon is another 4 inches, so there's 16. I've made 3 marks along my reference edge, and those are the only 3 measurements that I'm going to need with the tape. I can put the tape away now and continue with the next tool. This timber was laid out with square rule layout. And I'm going to follow that to lay out the scarf. The first tenon, 4 inches long from the end, is 2 inches off the reference face, adjacent face, best edge, and 2 inches wide. I'm using the Bornemann layout template invented by Al Bornemann, commonly called a Big Al. In order to make sure you can see these lines, I'm going to fill them in with a Sharpie. The next part of the scarf is going to go from 4 inches over to 6 inches at the last line. The next line is going to go from 6 inches to the edge of the timber. 2, 2, 2, and then whatever's left. It doesn't matter whatever it is that's left. That's part of the square rule. Again, I'm going to darken these lines with the Sharpie so that you can see them on this very gray timber. Next, I'm going to transfer these lines around the timber. I now have my layout done on 3 sides. I'm going to roll the timber over and finish the layout on the other side. Again, using my Big Al, referencing off my adjacent face, which is now on this side, I'm going to lay out the first tenon. Lay out the last tenon. And I'm going to need a measurement or a tick mark to do the middle tenon. So I brought the middle tenon tick mark around with the Sharpie. Make sure I reference off the correct side. Now it's all laid out all the way around. Make sure I make the right cut. I'm going to use my lumber crayon and I'm going to X out the waste. I've now X'd out the waste all the way around the timber. As you can see, almost all of this rot will be removed when we cut away this waste.